everybody. Welcome to a Let's Get Classy double feature exponential spectacular.
Double feature spectacular!
We're doing a movie and a game.
Simultaneously.
Because they're both way too terrible to do one by one. So we're just going to get them both over with at the same time. I figure that would be easier. Alright, so, Mitchell.
We even had the DOS loading screen there. That was nice.
Yeah, you remember when you had to log into games by typing in the exe file?
Wolf 3D.
Because I had to fucking Google how to do it because it's been so long I forgot.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, Plan 9 from Outer Space.
What is Plan 9? And why is it from outer space?
You know what Plan 9 is. We already watched the movie just a minute ago. But for the people that don't know, Plan 9 from Outer Space is a movie that was made by Ed Wood in 1959 about aliens that want to raise the dead in order to make sure humans know that they exist.
I thought Johnny Depp made this movie.
Jokes because of Tim Burton movies. Anyway, I had never seen Plan 9 up until a couple of days ago. When
I had never seen it until a
couple of minutes ago. Hours. Yeah. Well, so there's a little bit of a backstory here. I was bored. I had a day off work. I hadn't been off work for about 8 days in a row. And I had a day off. And I said, what do I want to do on my day off? I want to play an old 1990s DOS game that I've never played before. Just a fun point-and-click adventure.
Right.
And so on the list of fun point-and-click adventures I found was Plan 9 from Outer Space. And I said, Plan 9? I've heard that name before somewhere.
That sounds fun.
That sounds fun. And also, I had downloaded 2 games already that were fucking awful. And I can't even remember the titles, they were so bad.
Why is the only why is the only word you can read on the banner behind him sex?
That's the poster for I Changed My Sex. They had that poster in Ed Wood, remember? But so, alright, yeah, let's look over here at the game for a minute, because the first thing he wants is
voice.
He wants your credentials, which is your copy protection. If you'll remember from when we did our King's Quest, it was how you get up the steps. You had to read the manual and learn the different codes and stuff like that, so you can get up the cliffs of logic to solve the different puzzles. This game does something a little different with copy protection, where it says, please look at page 4, paragraph whatever, line whatever, word whatever, and tell me what word that is. And then you have to type it in.
Okay.
And if you get it wrong, it won't tell you. And in about 10 minutes from now, we're going to get into a taxi. And if you get into that taxi and you haven't put in the copy protection word right, it'll take you just right back to the producer's office. And you're stuck in a loop. And until you figure it out that you're stuck in a loop, you'll just do it over and over again.
Are we stuck in the loop?
No, not right now, because this is a video that I cut together about, finishing the game, not getting stuck forever. Because that would be stupid and boring to watch. Haven't you seen our ukulele video?
Yeah, that was not fun to watch.
Or to play.
Right.
But, no.
I didn't watch it.
Alright, so that's the first fuck you that this game does. I hate this game. I hate...
This game says fuck you, we say it right back.
I hate this game more than I hate maybe any game that's ever been made.
Really?
Yeah, and I've been kind of hinting at you that I wanted to do this as our video this week, but I didn't really tell you why.
You didn't.
And it's because I fucking hate this game more than anything in my entire life. This game ruined my day off.
Oh.
It ruined it because of first of all, it's this copy protection issue.
Wait.
Hold on. Yeah.
It's time for the boom.
Oh, are you talking? Okay. So over here on the left-hand side of the screen,
yes.
it is the worst movie ever made, according to, what did you say, the Golden Turkey Awards?
Yeah, the Golden Turkeys.
Yeah, you said you knew about those.
Yeah, I've heard of them before.
I've never heard of the Golden Turkeys.
When I was in school, I used to check out a lot of weird things from the library. Boom!
Yep. There's the boom mic at the top. Well, see, the reason the boom mic's in the shot, and you can see the string there. The reason the boom mic's in the shot is because he didn't understand. Edward Wood did not understand film aspect ratio, and so when he was filming it, he assumed that those parts would be cut off by the black and white bars that go on the tops and bottoms of the screen.
Okay.
But no, that's not quite how that works.
But this was not his first film.
No.
Oh. Seems like that's the kind of thing you learn in your first film, right?
Anyway.
Okay.
Plan 9 from Outer Space, 1992, point-and-click adventure game.
We have $85 and a golf ball and some rum.
It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. So, if you put in the
God.
copy protection wrong, you would go, yeah, unibrow baby. Isn't that terrifying?
I'm sorry, I got distracted. If you put in the word wrong.
You put in the word wrong, you will just get looped back and around. And so, after that happened, I was like, okay, well, this is a video game from the early 90s. Obviously, someone has written a manual or has scanned the manual and made it available in like PDF form for me to use.
Yes.
No.
No.
There are 2 walkthroughs available for this game on the internet.
Yeah, let's go.
2.
Okay.
One is on GameFAQs, and the other one is on a message board. There's one on YouTube I didn't watch because I hate YouTube walkthroughs. They're shitty. They're always shitty. I just don't care. And also, that kind of ruins the game when you see it. At least in a text walkthrough, it gives you hints on what to do, and then you do it, and you get to experience it yourself. I don't want to just watch somebody else play it. That's what you're doing now. That's your fault, not mine. Where was I? I got distracted.
2 walkthroughs.
There's 2 walkthroughs
yes,
for
I was
this game
right. I'm paying attention.
There's 2 walkthroughs for this game online, and they're both
Yeah.
okay, but in neither of those walkthroughs are there a list of the right copy protection codes. So on like page 7 of a Google search, way down at the bottom, and then on like page 3 of a forums underneath that, is a list of 20 answers. And here's the thing, that whole word whatever, page whatever, paragraph whatever, line whatever, that's all randomized.
Oh, it changes.
It changes every single time you start the game up. Every time you start a new game, it's different. And there's about a 20 on a list, and I'm going to throw the list up on the screen right now.
Okay.
And if it's not in that list of, 20-ish words, you have to start the game over again. And that question comes up after 3.5 minutes into the game. So, every time you do something wrong in this game and have to start over, because you can't save, and it's one of those...
You can't save?
And it's one of those games where every single thing that you do, could fuck up the game for you later on if you do it wrong. This is one of those games where if you talk to someone and use the wrong line of dialogue the first time, that character will lock down and you can't use them ever again.
So you have to start the game 20 times every time you try to restart?
And every time you do something wrong, it takes 20 times to restart. So, it literally to the point to where I was within the last 2 lines of a walkthrough, about to finish the game, and I was just like, oh, I wonder what would happen if I just said this also, and it locked it out and I couldn't finish. And so I had to start all the way back at the beginning. And so I played this game probably, no lie, at least 15 times.
Dedication.
And it's tedious, and it's painful, and the writing is good, and it hates you.
Later, the police
and it's also really fucked up.
Who made this game?
Gemini?
Medical
No, I'm sorry, not Gemini. A different G word. Gremlins. Gremlins Entertainment.
Yeah, it said that at the start.
It sure did.
Yeah, it did.
You're still halfway paying attention.
What else did they make?
Like this ought to make anyone try.
I didn't look that up. I'm sorry, I was drinking a beer.
You take charge.
But so
What are you going to do?
There was a split second a minute ago where both images lined up perfectly.
that happens just one or two times throughout this, but yeah, it's kind of neat when it does.
Be
Yeah.
careful, Clay.
I'm a good boy, Johnny.
So why don't you talk for a minute?
What are we talking about?
Oh no, I don't care.
I mean, here we're looking at the guy look for a flashlight for no reason other than to know that he's looking for a flashlight.
It's weird how this movie is cut, where they do they linger on things that don't matter at all.
It eats up the runtime. That's the trick. I think that's what it is.
You think that's what it is?
Yeah.
He's just trying okay, well that'll take
It's
up
like,
another 30 seconds.
I've only got a certain amount of dialogue. I
Because
need to eat this runtime up
We don't need to see
somehow.
him get a flashlight. He could just have a flashlight. That would be fine. No, he's in the dark, presumably.
We got to go through this little cemetery scene, but we've got like 20 feet for him to walk. So then he's got to, come back and start over again.
Yeah, there's the same set, but just with different actors and some stuff piled up. This movie's so fucking stupid. It's not. I don't know. It's not unenjoyable to watch, though.
Yeah, there's parts of it that I was enjoying when I could follow it.
It has a continuity issues, which will come up later, and also be prevalent in the game here. So
Okay.
let's go back over here to the game.
Back to the game side.
So the plot of this game. This game takes place in 1992. In the early 90s, they tried to. There was a craze of colorizing old black and white movies, and it started with Reefer Madness when they colorized Reefer Madness, and it sold like crazy.
I can't say that I've ever seen Reefer Madness all the way through either.
Something about
I haven't either, but apparently it's a crazy hit with the stoners,
Well,
and who knows what kind of garbage those heathens are into.
the only reason is because it's referenced for like 2 seconds in a Sublime song.
I saw a flying saucer.
What Sublime song?
2 joints.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And the very
You really look like you wanted to start singing it. And then you remembered they would be into a microphone, and he
Right,
stopped
right.
himself.
Yeah. Hey, in the very beginning of the song, you hear a bong, and then you hear people talking about reefers.
Oh, is that from Reefer Madness?
Yes.
Well, I guess because I never saw the movie, I never knew that.
That's why I assume that's why it's so popular amongst. Do you have a cold?
No.
There must be something more you can do about it.
Sorry, what were you talking about?
Reefer Madness.
Right, Reefer Madness. So anyway, this game. The plot of this game is they're trying to make a new. Well, they've colorized the Planet 9 movie, but someone stole it. Someone stole it from the film producer, and you're the private investigator who's been hired to get back all 6 reels.
Oh, so we're trying to find Plan 9 from outer space?
In the
Plan
present-
9 from outer space?
In the present day. So we go to the mall, to this vampire store, and Vampira's there.
Vampire.
For whatever reason, and we give her a
Because
credit
she's
card
gotta
that we
be there.
stole, and we charge everything else in the game to our stolen credit card, and this game makes no sense, and it's stupid. And if you said anything else than what you're supposed to say to her, she'll lock up, and you can't progress at all. You just have to buy the scary mask and leave.
And know that that's what you need.
And know that that's what you need, even though there's all kinds of other shit. And there's fangs and a bottle of blood pills and all kinds of
I
stupid...
want to buy the blood pills.
No, we got those in a bathroom earlier on when we weren't paying attention.
We did?
Yeah.
Blood pills are fun.
And if I'm right, actually, I think we're about to get another one of those moments when we have a vampire on the screen in both frames.
I think the one before was we had the tomb on the cardboard tomb on screen, and then it looked like, a cardboard drawing of the tomb on the other screen at the same time.
So the funny thing for me here was that, like, for you, you're seeing the game for the first time now, but you've already seen the movie.
Yes.
And for me, I played the game first, and I didn't know what was going on. And then after I beat the game, I had to see the movie because there we are.
That's
there
perfect.
Look at that.
Yeah, how about that?
I had to see the movie after I played the game because I was like, "What the fuck did I just do?"
Right, but apparently it has little.
But
to do
no,
with the
yeah,
other.
it made things even more confusing for this game because not to spoil anything for what happens later, but the game doesn't make sense. You're supposed to be getting the films for this producer, but to finish the game, you have to give the films to this Asian man.
I don't like his face.
His face here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's disturbing. But it's okay, he's just a travel agent who only shows up for a brief second so that we can buy a passport.
He's messed up.
His mouth looks like this.
Yeah, it's like he had a stroke, and it's just kind of perpetually stuck.
I just smell electric fires.
You know what? Actually, I think he's supposed to be the zombified version of the detective.
Is he?
I think that's who he's supposed to be. Yeah, because the shtick here is that you're like visiting people and places that all appeared in the Plan 9 movie.
Okay.
That's what it seems to be. You know, the interesting thing is that this game came out 3 years before Ed Wood came out.
What was it, like a priming device?
I don't think this game ever even got popular enough for that to have been the case. From what I looked up, it only received like mediocre reviews when it came out. And I don't remember it.
No kidding.
Nobody I know remembers it, and I can barely find shit about it on the internet. And even if something's like semi-half popular, you'd be able to find something about it, you know? But no, everything's about the movie or about Ed Wood. And
it's the
here's the same guy. But and okay, here's another one where if you say anything other than "nice day for gathering corn" the first time you talk to him, he won't talk to you anymore.
Really?
And also, you have to say that, then you have to look at the spade, then he'll berate you for not talking to him, then you can talk to him about the spade. If you do it in any other order than that, you can't go forward. It's the dumbest shit. It's the dumbest shit that locks you out in this game. For no reason.
So when it locks you out, you have to go all the way back to the beginning?
Oh, we're missing the best montage in movie history. Da-da, da-da.
We haven't missed the best part yet.
No, the best part's the alcoholic part. That always makes me laugh. That's always a great scene when the alcoholic is holding a bottle and he sees something ridiculous and then he puts the bottle away.
He's like, I'm done with that shit.
And we have to add the fucking Ed Wood doing his shitty, weird written... it's not even a written voiceover. It's got to be like just improvised on the spot.
Yeah, he's just talking.
Yeah, he's just making shit up as he watches the editing reel. And then this, because that'll have to make it make sense. Oh,
and then we've got our stock war footage.
Well, we already know from when we watched the movie, I timed it, that this is going to go on for 56 seconds. So...
Yeah, but we could have led into that a little better.
I'm just saying.
This guy though is my favorite character already, because
he has a decision. He made the decision.
He
Here's
needs to make
Vampira
his decision. Is he okay with the decision?
Look, it's Vampira with glasses.
Oh.
There's so much stuff going on. So yeah, we stole Transylvanian Express credit card, and now we're just gonna charge everything to that.
Yeah, of course.
And we're also gonna get a bunch of different money for different places.
Is it Vampira's card?
No, it's just a random. Well, actually, it was hidden inside of the scary mask, so who knows? It might be.
Oh, yeah.
Or it could be Bela Lugosi's card. I mean, we did desecrate his corpse earlier. We talked over that part. But the first thing you have to do in this game is go to the cemetery and go to Bela Lugosi's grave.
It looked like he was very uncomfortable.
It's weird. It's a weird thing to do in the game.
Just the most uncomfortable coffin.
Yeah, well, it's the most uncomfortable coffin he's ever been in, if I can remember correctly.
Yeah. Now, this scene here...
It's still happening!
It just makes me not feel great about our military's might.
They were gone.
Oh, because they threw everything they had at the aliens for 56 seconds straight and still
Didn't hit
happened?
nothing.
Yeah. And also, our planes are attached to wires, and that can't be good for our military tactics.
It can't be.
Alright, so here's the thing. You have to look at your credit card and get the number before you can know what the right bank vault to look in is. But the bank vault that you want to look in isn't the same number as your credit card.
We tried to contact them by radio, but no response.
Yeah.
Then they attacked a town. A small
Okay.
town.
What does that make sense?
So how do we know which vault to look at?
It's the same numbers but jumbled up some.
Well, it was covered up by the higher echelon.
How are we supposed to know that?
Yeah.
Earthquake. Any major disaster.
Yeah.
Then wonder.
So we pick up these film reels, and these film reels are small like bits of Plan 9, the movie.
Right.
Which was the first time I had seen it.
Plan 9 from outer space.
And what you can do...
Where are they
Trademark? And what you can do with it is
This is a
fast forward
train
it
maneuver,
and
sir.
rewind
We only
it,
did a little practice fire.
and then fast forward it and rewind it.
Oh,
and-
you can
and
watch
look at
it in game?
Yeah, there's two different areas
wonder
where
what
you
their
can
next
watch
move
your
will
film reels. You can watch them in the film editing studio in the producer's office, or you can watch them in a movie theater that's later on in the game.
Okay. So you're essentially piecing
What will
together
their next
the
move
film.
be?
Can you once you gather all the film reels,
Film reels. Film reels. The film reels.
Oh, there's aliens.
Send him in.
Oh yeah, Zoltan.
Nanu.
I'm pretty sure all the well, at least all the male aliens are homosexual.
You have your report?
That has to be where
We have
that
a
came
bullet
from, the
here at Space Station
Nanu
7
thing,
for
right?
regeneration.
I'm
Because-
sure it's
because-
where a lot of really weird
'Cause doesn't he do the
alien
same
shtick
thing, like,
stuff
with the-
comes from.
Arm across the
We contacted
chest thing.
government officials.
I have
They
no
refuse
idea.
our
Robin
existence.
Williams.
There's a lot of things about these aliens that are strange. I'm pretty sure there's a toilet in one of the scenes on board the alien spaceship,
Okay.
like just in the middle of the room.
You know they're aliens because they have shiny clothes.
Yeah, and that's him looking at the script.
But
You can clearly tell from the lighting about the way the words are on the page that's the script. Like,
he's reading about Plan 9.
yeah, and then I say, oh, Plan 9 is where you take up bodies to make them aware of us. It was a weird idea because it's based in the 50s, like mid-50s, early 60s, where everybody was really terrified of like the government hiding secrets about alien stuff in Roswell and just kind of all over the Midwest.
Report to me in 12 days.
And you know, it was a lot of movies took advantage of that.
His Excellency wouldn't take our report to
Why
Taiwan.
does he have an axe on his shirt?
Because that's their symbol for peace.
What do you
Yes.
think will be the next obstacle?
Anyway, over on the other side, we're gonna dig up a grave. Here's the thing, you have to use the spade 3 times in a row on the grave, with no visual indication that the grave is getting deeper until you use it the 3rd time.
It's an interesting thing when you can.
Yes,
The Earth
it's
people
annoying.
think.
I'm gonna stop paying attention to the game side and just talk about the film side.
Well, our ship should be rejected.
Oh, he's mansplaining to her about how
You wouldn't understand. You're a woman.
yeah, that's literally exactly what he said. Well, you see, when people have disagreements, little lady, sometimes they have
Little
to
lady.
do things.
I could tell you all the details, but you'll probably faint about it.
That happens later.
Yeah, it does. How do we pick that back
This
up?
movie's so it's got so many things wrong with it.
I love it.
But look
like,
at that though. Look at those little spaceships. They're so cute. It's like a high school play.
the same attitude even carries over into like Christmas specials. Like the Rudolph, the claymation Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is completely off topic.
Right.
But going in like he's like
going to take me from it.
Rudolph gets he disappears and they're gonna go look for him. And his mother's like, I'm gonna go, and then his dad says, no, this is man's work.
But if you see any more flying
I do remember that part.
Yeah, it's so fucking silly.
That it is weird. Oh look, over here. Here's our pilot on screen at the same time on both screens. That's funny.
Oh man.
But there's something in that cemetery.
But why is he flying with a zombie man?
No, that's the same. Wait, that doesn't look like the co-pilot from the movie. What are you talking about?
I mean, it looks like the cockpit from the movie, but it doesn't look like the same pilot.
Oh no! What happened?
Oh no! His mustache is even falling off. It's obvious.
What happened here is that we got on the plane and we talked to the pilot, and we're going to wherever the fuck he just said. I wasn't even paying attention. But it's gonna show up here at the airport in just a second, and then I'm not gonna look stupid anymore. And just one more fade out in Rio. I thought it was Rio.
We're in Rio.
We're
we
in Rio.
knew it the whole time.
And we're gonna go to his old room in his hotel and get his ID, and then we're gonna take our passport that we got earlier,
Right.
and we're gonna copy his pilot ID onto our passport, and then we're gonna use that to fly a plane later. How do we know how to fly a plane? Why is this a good idea? Why are we doing this
We're
now?
a pilot.
It doesn't matter. It's just what the game wants us to do, so we're gonna do it.
See you
So, whatever.
Is this Vampira again?
It sure is. Here she is again in a third role as the receptionist at the hotel. Because we couldn't draw any other characters. At least they have her speak in Spanish, I guess. So we have to look at this book to see the captain's name.
Mutt!
If you're especially nice, I may even
With
lock
the paw
side
print.
door.
And be sure you keep the yard
What,
lights
what, what was in the register?
I love how he's trying to leave the house, and like he won't leave the house until she's locked safely inside of it because he says he's worried for her. But he's gonna be gone for like 3 days, so it's not like she's gonna be locked inside the house the whole time.
Chivalry is not dead.
It's cute. It's a cute scene in that, and then we cut to him just being like dead eyed. I just don't know what to do.
I guess I'm preoccupied, Danny.
I can't even fly this plane. This is
I
made
can't,
out of
I can't-
cardboard.
I can't even hold this styrofoam triangle, half moon, circle crescent in front of me.
It doesn't even look like a steering wheel.
No, it doesn't look like anything. They didn't have money. Let's not make fun. That's not why we're here. We're here to talk about the terrible fucking video game. And over here in the terrible fucking video game world, this is another place.
Is it safe to say that the game is worse than the terrible movie?
Absolutely. I got way more enjoyment out of watching the Plan 9 from Outer Space movie than I did from playing the... Yes, and the Plan 9 from Outer Space game is terrible in all of the worst ways. Like, you can make a game that's stupid, and it can still be fun. I don't have a great example off the top of my head.
There's already too many words on the screen for me to even look. So I have been watching the movie. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Right. Well, over here,
Why are we on a beach?
we're in Australia.
Well, I thought we were in Rio.
We were in Rio. We took the plane to Australia because now we
Is
have
it
the
a
pilot's
topless
license.
beach?
It is. Yes, that girl probably is topless in the back. That might be a nipple.
I think there's several.
Oh, well, so there is. I don't. You know what? I don't know if I ever noticed that when I was playing the game.
We're gonna get flagged.
Oh, if we didn't get flagged for the Saboteur video,
Yeah,
I don't
no.
think we're gonna get flagged for anything.
Oh wait,
Or
this
some of
again.
the Silent Hills. Oh, look, we're back. We're back in that one scene that we filmed with Bela Lugosi, and then he raises his cape, and then he turns around and walks into the woods.
I like.
Oh nope! You know what we're doing?
We're reversing.
Oh, we reversed it for a second, and then we went forward real fast. And now we're just gonna play it through again. Oh yeah, this is the other scene that he filmed.
I love how it looks like when he walks out of the tomb, he like staggers like he's drunk off his ass.
Well, it's because the very, very tall man who's pretending to be him is like trying to pretend that's the one time he tries to do an old man stance. But it just doesn't work, and I think he just gives up immediately when he does it.
Is that vampire again?
I mean, judging by the eyebrows, it probably is.
I mean, they all.
And
have,
then there's
they all have the same face.
There's Tor Johnson
mouth.
with a mutton chops.
Even
and
that
then
guy
a
is
mustache.
the same face.
So when we try to leave Rio, we get arrested.
Okay.
And here's the thing that we did early on is the first thing we have to do is hit on a woman in a bar and then buy a bottle of rum. And then if we don't buy that bottle of rum, we get stuck in this prison cell. And
But that man wants rum.
well, just wait. If we're in this prison cell, we can give the guard a bottle of rum. If we give the guard a bottle of rum, he'll drop a statue as he runs out the door. If we use a hammer that we picked up earlier, we can smash the statue and get a little tiny thing inside of it. Using that little tiny thing inside of it, we can reach the end of the game. If we don't do any of these things, we can get to a certain point about an hour from now to where we can't proceed anymore. And you're just fucked. Because you didn't give that bottle of rum. Which is what we did once, and then went back and changed it. But yes.
So have we completed the game?
This is a full playthrough.
Oh,
yes.
hell yeah!
I told you that before we started. I said I finished the game, and it ended up being the same length, and so
You
I
didn't
would play
tell me
them at the
that.
same time. Well, I said the videos were the same length. You could have connected the dots.
No,
It doesn't matter. The point is fuck this fucking game and its stupid fucking face, because I hate this fucking game because it pissed me off and I had to play it 15 fucking times before I could fucking beat it.
I think it's so weird that the same assets are reused. Well, I mean, I guess it goes in theme with the movie, but it's so weird that it's
There
the
was
same
some
man's
talk.
face
There was
every
some talk
time.
about whether the shitty parts of the game were on purpose, and
It's gotta be, right?
it doesn't matter. It's a different medium. You don't.
That inventory screen is ridiculous.
When you watch a movie, above anything else, you want to be entertained by that movie. And whether it's a good movie or a bad movie in the long run, I was always entertained by watching Plan 9 from Outer Space. But when I was playing Plan 9 from Outer Space, I was miserable. And it was a trudge through the Vietnam swamp to get to the end.
This is way more tedious than Grand Fandango ever wanted to be.
Yeah, it's more tedious than King's Quest was.
That too.
It's fucking gravestone falling into the open grave. I'm sorry. Let's go back to the movie. The movie's more fun. It makes me happy.
I like that.
Look, it's fake Bela Lugosi. He's 10 feet tall and he's walking with his arm over his face because he doesn't make sure he's not the right person. And look, it's day for night. Don't you love day for night?
Day for night.
Yeah, it was shot during the daytime, but they're pretending it's nighttime because they just turned the contrast down. Yeah, so this is a weird part of the movie. So she was picked up, or she was attacked at her house and runs away. And was
fainted.
And was chased by the monsters and then fainted, the zombies. And then this farmer picks her up and puts her in his car. And then the next time we see her, she's just at home with her husband, acting like everything's fine.
He's taking her to the rape shack.
He's just taking her home. He knows exactly who she is, and he's just gonna put her back in her house, and she's gonna wake up and act like everything happened. And now we're back at that one scene again from that one piece of 5 minutes of footage we have, and that's fake.
And of course the car doesn't start.
Oh yeah, we
Why
gotta
would
add
it?
a little bit of drama. The car can't start on the first try.
Maybe there's a killer after you.
You know, my car does that now. Now that it has that hole in the fuel line that I told you about.
My car does that when I get gas.
Weird. But my car does it every time I start it because it has a hole in the fuel line, and it does kind of make me feel like I'm in a horror movie when you like really want to leave somewhere fast and you start it and it doesn't start on the first try, and you're like, fuck, I know I have to just turn it again and give it some gas and then it's going to start for sure.
Oh my god,
But
oh my god,
what
oh my
if
god,
it doesn't? And then he gets me with his chainsaw. And
What if I faint before my car starts? I wouldn't do that because I'm a man.
So, after we get all of our...
This is getting way too sexist.
What? After we get all of our, the first 4 film reels, we look at them and they have a little tag on them and they all say, property of one low. And that's just some name that I've never heard.
Right.
And so then you have to drive, or it's just so, you'll see, it's so stupid. I can't even explain it because it's so stupid, but here's a scuba tank that we have to pick up, and we have to drop half of our shit to pick it up, and you have to figure out which half of your shit is important enough to drop, or I'm sorry, unimportant enough to be able to drop to pick it up, and not the half of the shit that you might need later in the game. And again, there's only 2 walkthroughs of this game online, and neither of them are very good, and none of them tell you what half of your shit is safe to drop and what half isn't safe. So you just have to guess. And it's stupid bullshit. I'm just saying.
So what did we drop?
All the stuff that I'm dropping now. I don't fucking remember. I was at this point, I'm like 7 hours into the record. I'm in a comatose daze. Like, I told you, like, this game ruined my day off. It absolutely ruined it. I just wanted to play a fun game from the 90s on my computer. And from the beginning of having to search for 2 hours to try and find the codes to get the copy protection right, just so I could get past the first 10 minutes. Like, already I was in a state of, well, I have to beat this now because I've already given it so much effort.
Yeah, there's no quitting now.
Yeah, I can't just turn back because it's hard, you know. But it became this trial and tediousness that by the time I was done, I was just like, I have to watch the fucking movie that made me do this, and I'm so glad I did, because this movie just makes me so happy.
However, the
Spirits like old Farmer Caller talk
effort,
about.
I guess,
Maybe.
put into the whole game playthrough it's admirable.
I guess, like,
The patience.
It does,
True, she was frightened.
I got my, I didn't, I mean, obviously this is a DOSBox, and a DOSBox game that's gone into abandonware, and then a movie that's been out so long it's now open source. So there's no money spent here for enjoyment.
So it's perfect for us.
But if I had spent money for it, I would have gotten my money's worth out of the time I spent.
A flying saucer?
That being said,
Remember the noise we heard?
none of the time I spent was really enjoyable.
Exactly. But you're not remembering that sound.
Okay.
You're wrong, Lieutenant.
I wanted to like this game. The one thing this game does have going for it is I do think the art is very good. A lot of it is repeating, and it does have this stupid fucking frame around it, which obscures half the screen.
Well, that also means they don't have to worry about, the resolution too much.
Well, no, yeah, you can just do it in fucking 280 by 460 or whatever the fuck it is, and just call it good enough.
Yeah.
Look,
And this is a part of the record where you can tell that I had to restart, because I've already gotten this key from the desk previously, but in the playthrough that this is recording off of, I had forgotten to click on that desk. So, and here's where we're going to watch the footage from the movie in this recording machine over here. And then over here in the movie is another of one of my favorite parts. That always makes me laugh, and it's when he lights a match and the flashlight floodgates turn on. But first they have to discuss it for 20 minutes.
He asked for a flashlight. Says, "Oh, nobody's got one of those. We're just out here in the dark. Nobody thought to bring a flashlight."
Well, they only had one flashlight, and they clearly showed you earlier in the movie that it was taken, and then that man died. Maybe that's the only flashlight the policemen have. But first, we have to make Clumsy McCop get down into
Clumsy McCop.
Yeah, this is the guy that would be played by Will Forte, and
it would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's too dark.
I can't see.
How about a match?
So my question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, we can do it after, because this is it.
Ray.
Oh!
It's a bright match.
Yeah, it is.
And it's weird how it's angled like below where his hand is. So that the light's on the back of his hand, even though he's holding the match in front of his hand. Weird how that works.
Movie magic, man.
What was your question?
My question. I may have already asked it. I don't remember. When you collect all the film reels.
Yes, of course.
Oh, we're back on the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I probably did ask it, because I messed up on that word the first time, too. Can you watch the entire movie in-game?
No. No, you only get about 6 seconds of film reel. That was it. That's all you get of one reel.
Okay.
And there's only 6 reels. So no. You only get about 6 full seconds.
They should have let you watch the movie.
I think this game might have come with some sort of version of the movie. I know the movie came with some sort of documentary at a point about the making of.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Or something. I don't know.
The VHS release, perhaps?
Well,
maybe. But over here...
Did this movie ever make it to a DVD release?
I'm sure Plan 9 made it to a DVD. If it didn't make it to some sort of DVD release, then I'm sure it made it into like one of those collection things where it's like the best, of whatever year it is. I've got so many movies that are like 7 great zombie flicks from 1970. Stupid shit like that. I'm sure this made it onto one of those lists. I'm sure this is a Mystery Science Theater episode.
What are we going to do about it?
Might be.
I can't imagine this isn't one. Honestly, if you say it's on one of those turkey buzzard gobbled lists.
Yeah, that.
What are they called?
Golden turkeys.
Yeah. That's what I said. Anyway, you have to take the love beads off the statue.
The love beads?
That's what they're called. It's those beads that you throw at girls on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, yes. To
Mardi
see
Gras,
the boobs.
so you can see their boobies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, Ed Wood made porn later on in his life, so we have to get the porn references in.
Well, you've been in charge of saucer field activity for a long time.
He made a movie called Orgy of the Dead.
Oh, yeah. We saw that earlier.
I'm anxious.
Well, we saw a reference to that. We didn't watch that.
No, I mean, we didn't watch. It was just the redheaded lady dancing amongst skeletons with no shirt on. Is that right?
Anyway, so over in the movie, they're talking about the main plot, which is, again, it's aliens are resurrecting the dead because they've constantly been contacting Earth, and the Earth people have been ignoring them, and because the government has been like shutting down alien communications and stuff, and they're just like, no, we're not going to do that. So instead of just contacting random people and saying, hi, we're aliens, please tell your government to stop blocking us, they decide to raise the dead
Yeah.
to prove that they exist.
Yeah. I mean,
And then
it's
and then
sound.
their plot is just kind of shrug. And then question mark, question mark, question mark.
Well, I mean, this should work, right?
Well, why wouldn't it?
Right.
And they talk on their radio about how your big guns have made it's the 1960s plot of your atomic weapons have made you too dangerous as a species, and the rest of us in the universe are worried about what you could do to us if you get out. Which is something that was prevalent in a lot of sci-fi at the time.
Vampire is a flight attendant.
Vampire just kind of has every job.
You know, the thing I'm enjoying most about this is I just say random things about one side of the screen, which doesn't reference the other side.
Right.
How will you know what I mean?
Well, you could just look at one or the other and then make context clues to figure out the rest.
You ever been to Hollywood?
Oh,
Well, I suppose.
a few years ago.
Mitchell looks real drunk, listeners.
Just a few minutes from Hollywood.
They
in the
don't know
town
that.
of San Fernando,
That's why I'm telling them.
Reports have come in of saucers flying
I,
so low the exhaust knocked people to the ground. There have even been
That's something
stated
else to
claims
say.
of saucer landings.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Major Carlson will replace you while you're out.
All right. Well, we're gonna take a commercial break, so
Find them, Colonel.
Mitchell can splash some water on his face.
Vampire is on the beach.
Yeah, she's gonna take us to the hippie commune.
Well, okay.
These
And
are confidential
this is another one of those
Look
things.
carefully on the plane.
Actually, this is a good place to take a commercial break, because fuck this fucking part. This is where I accidentally say the wrong thing, and then she won't talk to me anymore. This is a good example of everything I was talking about. And I can't do anything. I can't, because I have to talk to her. She has to take me to the hippie commune, otherwise I can't go forward. And I try to give her fucking $100 in Australian money, and she won't even fucking take that. And I fucking hate her, and she's a stupid fucking bitch. And I tried to punch her in the face, and it says you wouldn't do that to a lady, but I fucking would, and I hate it. Fucking there. Alright.
And now we're back.
Yeah, and now we're back with the same girl.
From outer space.
Yeah, literally this time.
It fits.
That's the only time you've made that joke.
I
and
know,
it
I know, I
actually
know, I
fits.
like it.
Alright, now you can't do it again.
I can do it every time.
Alright, so now we're gonna say the appropriate thing to Vampira, the swimsuit bather with a weirdly normal midsection for the only time that we see her.
She's got
You
too many abs.
You have to say, hey there, nice weather.
Oh yeah, like excellent.
And then this
Are
is,
you a hippie?
This is why we had to go back and get the love beads, is because we have to give her the love beads, but we can't say give inventory love beads to her. We have to actually like say it in the dialogue tree, even though we have a give option in our inventory.
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
And then we learn about the secret hippie commune, which is again the same two characters we've seen throughout the game, just in hippie outfits. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's very weird. And you can you see how after I played this game, I really needed to watch the movie to figure out what the fuck was happening to myself.
Is there a hippie commune? Yeah. In the film?
That is correct.
And no, there's so many of the things that aren't. I don't know. I haven't ever seen all of Ed Wood in one sitting, so maybe some of the stuff comes up there, and that's where the jokes are, because, I mean, the poster in the back is from that, so maybe that's what it is. Oh, here, let's go back to the movie. This is another really ridiculous scene.
Alright.
Where the zombie gets resurrected, and then, or he brought into the alien ship, and the guy, for some reason, forgets how to use his gun, and the woman's gun breaks, and it's just the stupidest thing in the world, and the guy's like, throw your gun on the floor, that'll stop it.
He just doesn't want to be threatened.
It's the dumbest shit in the world. And then he just acts like nothing happened and bring him over here. And then all of a sudden, this dude remembers that he has a gun, and he's just like, "Now I'll do it."
He wasn't scared before. Why is he now?
Yes, she's a
I mean,
bright
clearly these
woman.
scenes weren't shot at the same time. Otherwise, this would have been noticed.
This one is an
I
exception.
would hope.
No, they don't. They're not concerned with the small
The
stuff.
other an old man.
They only care about the bigger picture.
That's true. It's all about the big picture.
This gives me a plan.
It's just the stupid cuts to his face. It's just
Pick
a
up your
dead,
off-road gun.
staring
That's
eyes.
got to be why everybody's got the same face in that. In the game, it's got to
Take
be.
him back.
Yeah. But it's not the same. You know, games and films are different mediums. And you can tell, again, there's a different playthrough because there's the blood,
The old one must
Uh,
be sacrificed.
the blood
Reland on that.
pills and the fangs are still on the shelf there in the bathroom. In this playthrough, when I had to go after I went through all the way, then I knew that I was gonna have to drop a bunch of shit for the scuba gear, so I just never picked it up in the first place because I knew I would never need it.
Right.
And that is something that I do appreciate in some games where they give you
It'll be done.
what do you call it?
Report to me when this has been
Just
accomplished.
extra shit that you're not gonna need, but it kind of just red herrings, I guess, to throw you off the trail of what's actually important inventory items or not.
If only they were shaped like
They
fishes.
will not listen or respect our existence.
And so every time you go back to the producer's lot, you have to use the concierge to recall the taxi driver again. Every other place that you go, the taxi driver just waits outside for you, but here at the producer's lot, you have to make sure to call. And that's another thing that'll fuck up if you don't do it right the first time, is that if you don't give the concierge a tip, and it's either if you give him a $10 tip at the beginning, or if you give him a $10 tip later. If you don't give him $10, he won't call a cab for you. And it's just stupid bullshit.
Huh.
Anyway, these construction workers are hippies. You have to see the hippies and learn about them, and then go back here,
They didn't look like hippies. They
tell
just
the
looked like
construction workers about the hippies, and then go back to the hippies and tell them about the construction workers. And then you can go to the other hippie place.
Is this diner on the hippie commune?
It's just stupid back and forth bullshit. No, the only reason to go to this diner is to pick up this uninflated balloon off the table and then leave.
Colonel would like to
It's
ask you a question.
Why
unimportant.
do we need an uninflated balloon?
May I-
What? I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I'm
Why do we
sorry.
need an uninflated
I want to
balloon?
ask you about
Oh, it'll be super important later, don't you worry.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to drop a bunch of stupid bullshit to get it. And every time you drop something, a tiny creature runs up and grabs it and takes it back to the place that you found it. Which is a nice little touch, which means you can find it later. It's the one nice thing this game does for you.
After
Okay.
you were forced to the ground by that blast
You
of
can
wind,
backtrack
a
indefinitely.
hot, cold blast.
No.
No, so that
Kinda hard to
means
explain.
nothing.
Wasn't hot, wasn't
Yes.
cold, just a terrific force. We
You
couldn't
just
get off the ground.
you were fucking with me.
The light blinded me
No.
so badly, I couldn't see a thing.
I'm
We
confused.
could only feel.
Ah, now you're in the right
until it was
mindset.
gone.
Okay.
When the glare left us, we could see a glowing ball.
So other things included in this stupid storage room are a hubcap and a very racist looking statue of an Indian.
There's the mothership
It's-
down there in the corner.
You would think it might. Yeah, there is the mothership. Yeah, you would think that might be an Egyptian person because of the snake around its head.
I really did for the whole time.
And everywhere
But
but
when
the
you look at it and examine it, it says it's a cigarette store
We found a
Indian
lot of suspicious
or a
things
cigar
on that
store
street.
Indian,
Then again,
Oh.
which is a
find
different
base of fact that
form of
is special
racist thing, but not the exact racist thing as which is drawn,
knowledge. You hear anything?
which is an interesting juxtaposition.
What about the skeleton? Is that not a skeleton? No, that's a bust.
You see anything out there, Kelton?
Wow.
Too dark, Lieutenant.
Mitchell's drinking 10.6% alcohol beers.
Not currently.
No, yeah, now it's lower alcohol beers because he felt like he had too much.
There's something out there.
Well, you said I was mumbling earlier, so.
Well, you're still mumbling. Speak up. Nobody can hear you.
Hello.
Now we're gonna do a bunch of quick cuts. This is the second part where we do a bunch of quick cuts to people, and it makes the dramatic thing last longer.
Which side are we talking about?
I love the fake Bela Lugosi and how fucking stupid tall he is. And it's just he's just covering his face like it's so stupid.
It's not bad. I'm gonna say.
It is bad. It's very bad. More quick cuts.
It's so good though, like in the worst possible way.
Shit! My coat almost fell off. No, we don't need to retake that. We'll just run that one. That one's fine.
The cap guns aren't working here. What did you get?
What?
A taser?
What? We need more information.
Oh, whoa! Whoa!
We're so shocked.
He's just a
And then it just zooms in on his face, and then the text just says,
What do you
"Da
make of
fuck?" But it's DAFUQ.
Look that way a minute ago. What about your man?
And that would be a
All
GIF.
about Kelton.
A funny GIF to send to your friends on
None-
on the Twitter.
No, it's a Mimi.
Oh, it's a meme.
It's a Mimi.
Yeah.
It's not a Giphy,
No,
it's
no,
a Mimi.
no. Memes have the impact
Did
font.
you get it? We got it.
You have to have impact font, and it has to say rainbow, cats,
I don't know
unicorn,
what it was or what happened.
bacon,
But unless
midnight
somebody up
narwhal.
over there can reassemble
Sounds like it, yeah.
it's all they're running.
That sounds like the stupid shit kids like, right? Oh, I fucking hate the internet nowadays.
Well, that's alright, you're about to lose it.
Yeah, apparently.
I've been out here so often.
So we've gotten another film reel over in the video game.
You know?
It's another part of that Asian person's name.
Girl safe.
Yay!
You better stay with
HK?
your-
It says?
Oh, here's another part where I had to restart. It's
What?
right here on this bridge.
Why are we on the side
I think
of the
that's
bridge?
why the mouse is frozen for a moment, because this is a video cut.
Yes, sir. Stay with Mrs. Trent.
Because when I talked to this painter, I said
I'd feel safer with you.
something.
Speak up a bit, mate.
Right.
I can't hear you.
Now, the lieutenant-
I still can't hear you, you cobber. Can you speak up a bit?
It's- I love that
Why
this is
ain't
the
you
wor-
in that
worst we could do.
crocodile film?
Hey?
Oh, this is Australia. We're supposed to be doing Australian accents.
Well, yeah, the crocodile, fam. Same.
That's your Australian accent?
I mean, it's-
You think we'll need these?
Oh, but you step on a red herring, and then you fall in the water.
wah, wah, wah.
Here's a fish with that person's face.
That is the creepiest fucking thing I've ever seen. It's gonna haunt me in my dreams.
So if you don't use the scuba tank immediately, and I mean immediately, I mean within 3 seconds, if you don't use that scuba tank immediately, you will drown underwater.
Okay.
And that is a place where I died.
Is that the one you
Okay.
told me was broken
And had to start all the way over from the beginning.
Did you not know you had the scuba gear?
I couldn't get to it in my inventory fast enough. It was some stupid bullshit.
Nope. Sorry, dead in that.
I know I need the crowbar for later, so I have to drop a bunch of bullshit in the water so I can pick up the crowbar.
I figured that.
Because you have like this invisible weight limit
Look, Colonel.
on the amount of shit you can carry. We talked about it earlier with the scuba tank. You remember.
Right, before we get over encumbered.
Before you got drunk.
Our mind's open to anything. Look,
I'm not
Colonel,
drunk.
I'm a policeman.
Um,
I've got the deal in
And so, also, using that limp balloon that we got earlier from the diner,
You know, I'll bet my
Can we
bag
fill
right
it with
now.
air and use
we
it as a
inflated
diaphragm?
it and helped us rose to the surface. Yes, it helped save our lives.
Oh, it's fucking sweet.
They'll discover
Not as a diaphragm.
You going to let them find us?
It's the only
Gross.
way. These are the same men who have been so close so often. They must be.
So over here on the left-hand side of the screen, We have the aliens standing around a bunch of radio equipment.
How can I tell they're aliens? They look so much like you and me.
Because they have shiny shirts.
Oh yeah, it's the shiny shirts.
And they're all homosexuals. And there's a ladder on the wall. Also Star Trek doors.
Is it strictly Star Trek doors?
Oh, we missed the other part where, the other incredibly misogynistic part where the woman said, I'm not going to stay here by the car, and they said, yes you are, because you can't come with us, and she said, oh, I guess I have no choice then.
You do what you're told.
Because she's a woman and they told her to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And so she had
She's
to
got
say
no
yes.
choice otherwise.
Yeah, there's no other choice. So we're reaching the end, ish, of both of these stories. And so let's watch as on one side the police officers confront the aliens, and on the other side we go to some random Asian person's house and we actually literally tell him, I don't know why I'm here. The cab driver left me here. And he says, oh, well, can you go get this thing for me? And you say, well, I think I'll just leave instead. And he says, please go get this thing for me. And then you go get the thing for him. And we'll see what happens after that.
Happy
But
endings.
let's just say, thank God we gave that bottle of rum to that guard back in that prison cell so long ago, back in Rio. Because if we hadn't have done that,
Oh, that matters in Hong Kong?
those Asian guys sure wouldn't like us in about 5 or 10 minutes.
Really?
Anyway, this ladder is both on the outside and the inside of the wall of the alien ship, but it doesn't make any sense either way.
I wonder how you get into this thing.
Again, zoom in, close up, and then da fuck on the screen.
Are you gonna actually do that?
I don't know. Probably not.
You should.
They're just outside.
Meta.
So, Mitchell, what do you think of the Plan 9 from Outer Space video game so far? We've reached the White House.
I haven't given
See, there's George Bush.
George Bush.
Read my lips.
Senior.
No more taxis.
Oh God.
You get the joke? You get it? Because he said no more rape.
I don't know. The way these things speed
Right.
up, we might just get in there and off it goes. That's it.
Anyway, here's the head of the CIA.
Hands on those earlier airplanes. Might just as well see what the inside of one of these looks like.
It's just...
I'm trying so hard not to be political on these things. So.
I'm shooting first and asking questions later.
So the head of the CIA wants to send us to Cuba to research some sort of Cuban merchandise. So it's the weirdest little segue because, as far as we know, as the protagonist, we just wanted to find these film reels, right?
Right. But it turns out there's a much bigger picture, huh?
You're always right, Arrow.
Of course.
I guess
But those are not my words.
it doesn't really.
Turns into Cuban espionage.
But for no reason. There's no espionage that happens. We just go there.
Stay right where you're at.
And we don't have any answers to these questions. This is just filler. But maybe, again, that brings back up, they're just trying to make the game like the movie, though. Because this is just filler. Nothing's happening. It's just long text boxes full of fake interactive dialogue trees.
Maybe we think we
And
do.
it ultimately leads to nothing.
I
so
think
maybe
you're giving
is
it too much
just
credit. It's just a blatant,
You two look like you've
you
got
know,
a lot of
cash
both.
grab on something that had some sort
True.
of notoriety in the past.
just because it had some sort of name recognition.
Yeah, and that's all it is. The game has nothing. I mean, there might be a.
But I have to use the dictionary I found earlier to find out that this Cuban man is a baseball fan.
Your friends will be here shortly.
Okay.
How could that just be some sort of cynical cash grab? Then a text box pops up that says we spent hours discussing batting averages, and then he sends me home with cigars, and then I'm back at the airport in Washington all of a sudden with these cigars that I just take straight to the White House, and then he says job well done. How can that just be a cynical cash grab bullshit ending of a game that doesn't make any sense and has nothing to do with the beginning of the game?
Somebody said, "Hey, you know this movie Plan 9 from Outer Space? It's terrible, but people like it because it's terrible. Let's get on that.
Let's make a game that's terrible,
You fiend.
and then people will like us."
A fiend?
Right.
I am a soldier
Reefers.
of our planet.
uh,
A fiend?
Bow, bow,
We
bow,
did not
bow,
come here as
bow,
enemies.
bow.
We came only with
this game
to ask your aid.
can go fuck itself so hard,
Yes. Your
and
aid
I
will
hope
hold
everyone that made it
But your
I
government
feel like
refused
you're
even
probably
when
the
I said
second
is
person
dead.
in the
Even though you've
history of
seen us,
people that's beat it.
heard our messages.
No, I'm sure that there's been at least three. There was
maybe
two
the
walkthroughs.
Maybe the third.
There was
because
two
you said there were
walkthroughs.
two. But you didn't say they were complete.
Well, they are complete, but there is a weird spot in both of them where there's gaps in the information where it'll say go to this place or talk to this person, but it has yet to introduce what this place is or where this person is or what you should say to this person. And all of those things you come to find out in your playing of this game do really matter, because if you do literally, again, one thing wrong, it starts all the way, you have to start all the way back over because it locks itself out. So you have to do it perfectly, and the walkthroughs aren't, neither walkthrough is perfect. So you have to pick and choose the right bits.
The only
Well, that's just
explosion
poor
left
design.
is the solar wind.
Yeah,
Why, there's no such
it
thing,
is.
Perhaps to you.
That is the point that I am trying to make.
Your scientists will stumble upon it.
This
Have all
game
the
has shitty, poor design.
juvenile minds which you possess.
Uh,
Comprehended strength.
I understand, like,
You're way
if you
above
don't
our
pick up a
average.
certain item, you don't
The
get
solar night
the
is a way to
the
explore
best,
actual
you know,
particles of sunlight.
follow through at the end of the
That's
game.
impossible.
But you shouldn't be
Even now,
hindered for
scientists
something
are
that
working on a way to
is
harness
not
the sun's
explained
rays.
to you.
The rays of sunlight are minute
I-
particles.
the way I look at it is that as long as you are able to go back and change it, or go back and
Can
get
you
it
see or measure
again,
an atom?
like there should never be a point where it's that whole thing in like 3D platforming games when all of a sudden you drop down a ledge that's slightly longer than all the other ledges,
Right.
and you realize, oh shit, I can't turn around and go back again.
Stupid!
I'm now from here forward forever. And losing that, here's another misogynistic moment. Losing that moment is what makes a good game. Is always knowing that I can go back and look at somewhere I've been
No use
before
of the mind, God.
without fear of fucking stuff up in the future.
You also
Anyway, if I hadn't have picked up that crowbar while I was stuck underwater, I wouldn't be able to open this crate. But I have to find the right crate, and I have to look at each one, and I have to find the one that says O.R. Yentl, Hong Kong. But I just found one that said Count Alucard, Transylvania,
Yes.
which is a Castlevania
We've had to use
joke.
drastic means
Ha ha ha!
but you have no alternative.
Count Alucard.
When
Yeah.
you have the solar night,
We
you
found
have
that Japanese guy's Netsuke and a reel of film. The last reel of film, and now we have the full words, and it says property of One Low Song
say,
HK, which stands for Hong Kong, which is also the guy that we got the Netsuke for. What a coincidence!
We should open it.
Now, the gasoline
Open what?
represents the sunlight.
The box.
The sun particles.
What box?
The box
Here
that
we
said
saturate the ball with the
property.
gasoline.
That's what the names of all the. You haven't been paying attention at all.
Speedily travel
That's
around
the
Earth,
names of all the reels.
along the line of
Each
gasoline
reel is
and
named a different
or
thing.
the sun
Oh,
itself.
it's real, not a bot.
It will explode
You're
this
so
source.
drunk you can't even
We-
read the
we-
words on the screen.
I'm not reading the words on the screen.
Our sunlight touches
We should
Clearly.
watch it.
explode
We're
the
watching
sun,
it now.
What?
You
is
explode the
this?
universe.
He's getting out of his grave. That's what's
And a
going
chain
on.
reaction
Oh
will
my
occur
God.
Direct to the sun itself.
Let's go back to the
And
movie.
to all the
The
planets
alien's
that sunlight
describing his plan
every planet
to
in the universe.
to use the sun
What plan is
to
it?
to stop nuclear
This is by
weapons
any means
It's
possible.
Plan
from
9 is what it is.
evil
In a friendly
humans.
manner. Or
Stupid,
it seems
unnecessary.
I remember!
mad.
Mad? Is it mad that you destroy other people to save yourselves? You have done
Anyway, now we're back in Washington, and we're just gonna go ahead and leave,
also done this.
and we're gonna go straight to Hong Kong, and we're gonna wrap this shit up.
You know, if this were a real thing, like, we sent out...
Women, no, wait for it. Women don't talk about politics in front of people.
No, they don't!
Life is not so
Women
expensive.
don't
They're
talk
just
about
made
anything.
for
We don't
procreation.
cling to it like you do. Our entire aim
They
is
make
for the development
cookies
of our planet.
and clean the kitchen and the rest of the house also.
It sounds terrible what we're saying, but it's the same thing they're saying in the movie, so it's not really any different at all. Anyway, now we're back at this one graveyard set. But that's not important, because over here on the other side, it's time for the end of the game.
Yes,
First,
for
we're
the love of Christ.
we're
It was
gonna-
Easter yesterday.
It was Easter yesterday. Happy, well, this is a good movie to watch on Easter, because it's all about aliens coming to Earth and bringing people back from the dead.
Yes.
And that's the story of Easter. Right?
It sure is.
I mean, might as well be. Look, your
It
religion.
means
Look,
aliens
if you
are your-
believe in a magic person in the sky and people rising from the dead and disappearing and all kinds of stuff, you're fucking stupid. That's a fucking fairy tale that they tell you so you'll stop fucking trees and worshiping rocks. Like, just stop. It's fucking dumb.
Just be good to people.
Yeah, just be good to people for no reason.
People-
There doesn't have to be a reason. You don't have to be scared of a giant fucking fire-filled afterlife and a big man in the sky. You can just be good to people because it's a nice thing to do. But look, there's ninjas on the screen. They're tying you up.
Why are there ninjas?
And now the Buddhist monks have captured you. And you have to give them the talisman that you got for giving the Nasuki to the Hong Kong guy 5 minutes before. But they say that the 15-toed Buddha of the Upper Yangtze has been restored. And it just goes batshit to the walls, and you say, what? And it says it doesn't matter. Now you go to the 7th state of Nirvana, motherfucker, and don't forget to send us a postcard.
What?
And I want to contrast that with the end of Plan 9 from Outer Space, the movie, which again is these human aliens talking to these human people, holding guns to them while a zombie person outside holds a dead person body.
So the most
Go
compassionate...
to aliens on the game screen. Here's a roadside in, I guess, Arizona? New Mexico? I don't know. Definitely nowhere where the movie or the game was filmed, which was clearly California.
That does look like it could be Arizona.
And so the aliens land,
Mrs. Trent. Get your gun ready.
and they actually, they look like aliens.
That is not what this movie is.
The mighty Wango be praised! You have found the secret battle plan stolen for the Emperor Zayix, who is from you masquerading as a film producer.
What?
Had we not recovered them, he would have no doubt used them to reduce the entire universe to dust.
Oh no, not that. He's still talking.
Anyway, here's our police officers holding our stick on the left-hand side of the screen. We would take you to Zeebeck in the pleasure zone, but our sensors indicate the experience would be fatal. So, thoughts over here?
That's terrifying.
But thank you yet again for the safe return of the plans, and remember, keep watching the skies! Okay, so...
What is that?
So...
These people never watched this movie.
Take care of
So the aliens then leave.
It's got a fucking name on the ship. Like
it
it's
says Fordo.
The electrode ray is off.
like it's a
Like
it's
it's a
Ford.
truck. Like it's a Ford. Yeah.
Like it's a fucking F-150 UFO.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. And then it says the end, and then it bumps you right back to the DOS prompt screen.
Thank Christ.
So that was that happened to me.
I'm so sorry.
That happened. I played that game 15 plus times, and then that happened to me.
You're a better man than I, cause
It-
fuck that.
And I said, "What the fuck was that?" And then I found the movie,
And it's not that.
and it's not that at all.
It's not that at
It's
all.
not even close to that. It's this.
This is
What
that.
is this? This is and that's the beauty of this entire journey for me. Is that this is an entirely different thing. It's no better. And it's but it is.
And it is not worse.
It's not worse. And in some ways, perhaps maybe it is better, because in this I could just sit back and laugh as it occurred, and I didn't have to actively participate in my own destruction. Also, these explosions make me fucking laugh so hard.
Is that Nicolas Cage?
That would have been a good pick for that in the Ed Wood movie. He would have been Nicolas Cage being that character.
We gotta get out of here. It says in the Constitution.
The character didn't snore enough cocaine for Nicolas Cage to want to accept the role.
I love that. I love that so much. It's gonna start spouting out popcorn.
It's cute, is what it is. Is that it's like again, it's like kids putting on a school play almost.
Yeah, that's what this is. That's what this is. This is a school play. You're absolutely right.
Down to the sets and everything, you know.
He uses the same things over and over, the same faces, same.
With the ship and the ray gun gone, they have no control.
I've really enjoyed this. I've enjoyed the film a lot.
Yeah, I would recommend watching Plan 9 from Outer Space, the 1959 movie.
I have not enjoyed the game.
I would never ever recommend anyone play Plan 9 from Outer Space, the 1992 game. I think that is
And
one
I
of the
enjoyed
worst
this man's
things.
hair.
Criswell. He said he took his performance from TV and evangelical preachers, and yeah, aren't you fucking certain that's the case?
Yes, absolutely.
So, anything else that you have to say about Plan 9 from Outer Space? Either version?
I love it. Not the game.
God help us in the future.
My favorite part is the 2 minutes of us shooting and not hitting anything.
swiftly as they had come. They were gone, even to the piercing eye of radar and the speeding jet fighters.
Quite a sight, wasn't it, sir?